Dear children, today we will discuss about satellites, and in this topic let us see today which are the subtopics that we will cover today. So in that we will discuss about what is meant by satellite and which are the types of satellites, and then we will discuss about orbital velocity and after orbital velocity of a satellite. Then we will discuss about the relation between orbital velocity and escape velocity, and later on we will discuss about what is meant by time period of a satellite, and then we will discuss about the height of a satellite above the Earth's surface, how we can find an expression for the height of a satellite above the Earth's surface. Then we will discuss about angular momentum of a satellite and geostationary satellite and uses of geostationary satellite. Next we will discuss about polar satellite and uses of polar satellite. These topics today we will cover in our class. Okay, so first of all we will discuss about what is meant by a satellite. Already in smaller classes you have studied about satellites. So satellites are those objects which are revolving around a heavier object. No? A satellite is a body which continuously revolves on its own around a much larger body in a stable orbit. So any object which revolves around any other object, that we can say it as a satellite. The best example of a satellite is all the planets in solar system. Sun is at the center and all other planets are revolving around the sun. So we can say that all planets are satellite of sun. Okay. And in the case of Earth, we can say that the satellite, we can classify satellites into two categories that we are going to see now. Natural satellite. A satellite created by nature is called a natural satellite. Okay. In the case of Earth, we are dealing mainly. So in the case of Earth, we can say, or not only for Earth, for anything we can say a natural satellite means a satellite created by nature is called a natural satellite. And in the case of Earth, we can say which is the natural satellite? Moon is the natural satellite. In the case of solar system sun, we can say that all the planets are natural satellites of sun. Okay. So moon is the natural satellite of Earth. And next we will discuss about artificial satellite. Already you know what is meant by artificial satellite. A man-made satellite is called an artificial satellite. Okay. Artificial satellite means a satellite made by human beings. Okay. For what purpose they are making? Various reasons are there that we will discuss, which are the uses of satellites. In weather forecasting, like that, so many uses are there that we will discuss in the coming topics. Okay. So a man-made satellite is called an artificial satellite. So many examples are there. The first satellite we can say, we know that it is Sputnik 1, and India's first satellite it is Aryabhatta. Now INSAT series are there. Various series of INSAT satellites are there used for various purposes. So these are all about satellite. And how we are launching a satellite? Any idea? We are launching a satellite by using rockets. Okay. With the help of rocket, we are launching a satellite. So a satellite will be kept in a rocket and this rocket will be fired. So as it moves up, it will get enough velocity to escape from the Earth's surface. Its escape velocity will be minimum, it should be 11.2 km per second. Then only it can escape from the surface of the Earth. So its escape velocity will be much larger. So it goes up. As it goes up and when it will reach a definite height, that time it will remove that satellite, or that satellite will be coming out of the rocket. Okay. Parts will be separated and satellite will be coming out of the rocket, and that satellite will try to, or it will be revolving at a definite height above the Earth's surface. Okay. And normally we are using not only single stage rockets for this launching of a satellite, multi-stage rockets are used because their air friction will be there. So enough velocity should be attained by the satellite. No. So it should have much higher velocity. Not only it is not sufficient to escape just from the Earth's surface, it should reach definite height. So whenever they are launching satellite, the scientists will decide what should be the height of the satellite to reach particular height. What is the velocity, with what velocity it should be projected so that it can reach to a certain height, and with at that height it can revolve around the Earth. Okay, so those things are to be designed, and all those things will be done before launching a satellite. Okay, so minimum escape velocity is needed to escape from the Earth's surface. So the velocity should be velocity of rocket will be much higher than the velocity of the escape velocity of the Earth. Okay, and now we will discuss about what is meant by orbital velocity. So orbital velocity of a satellite means the velocity with which it revolves around another object. No. So in the case of Earth, we can say that it is the velocity required to put the satellite into its orbit around the Earth. Okay, the velocity required to put the satellite into its orbit around the Earth. Or in other words, we can say that it is the velocity with which the satellite is revolving around the Earth. And that velocity is known as orbital velocity. And here now we are going to find an expression for the orbital velocity. Okay. So we know the expression. How we can find the expression for the orbital velocity? We know that this satellite is revolving around the Earth. So gravitational force of attraction of Earth and satellite will be providing the centripetal force. So if it is at a height h above the Earth's surface, so we know the expression for the gravitational force. Universal law of gravitation, according to universal law of gravitation, we know that gmm by r square. No, so here we can write gmm by r plus h whole square because it is at a height h. That is equal to mv square by r. Here we are writing it as mvo square by r plus h. Why we are denoting it as vo? It is the orbital velocity. Okay. So here what we are writing? We are writing very simple equation. The centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force of attraction between Earth and satellite. So gravitational force is shown on the left hand side and centripetal force expression is shown on the right hand side. So 1 r plus h can be cancelled. No. So what we will get? VO square is equal to GM by r plus h. M also can be cancelled. So we will get VO square is equal to GM by r plus h. Or orbital velocity can be written as root of GM by r plus h. Okay. So what is G? G is universal law of gravitation, that is gravitation constant. M is mass of Earth, R is the radius of the Earth, H is the height above the Earth's surface where that satellite is revolving. Okay, so this is the expression for orbital velocity, that is given by root of Gm divided by R plus H. And instead of Gm, we can write it as gr square because we know that acceleration due to gravity is given by Gm by r square. So instead of capital G into capital M, we can write it as small g r square. So if we are substituting that expression, we will get in terms of acceleration due to gravity. So VO square can be written as gr square by r plus h, or VO is equal to r into root of g by r plus h. Okay. How we are taking r outside because r can be taken outside the square root. R square is there. Since it comes outside the square root, it will become r into remaining part will be the root of g divided by r plus h. So these are the two expressions of orbital velocity. One is in terms of gravitational constant and mass of the Earth, and another is in terms of acceleration due to gravity and radius. Okay, in both radius of the Earth is given, and h is the height of the satellite above the Earth's surface. Okay, not from the center of the surface, above the Earth's surface. So if the satellite revolves close to the surface of the Earth, what happens? In that case, we can write h is equal to 0. So in that condition, we can write VO, orbital velocity, is given by root of g into r. So root of g into r itself, no? R plus h r plus h in denominator, it will be getting cancelled, h will be 0, so only in denominator r will be there, and outside it is that r is outside the square root, so you will get it as root of gr. And if you are substituting value of g as 9.8 and radius as 6,400 kilometers, you will get the orbital velocity as 7.92 kilometer per second. Okay. And now we will discuss the relation between orbital velocity and escape velocity. So in that condition, we are considering that satellite is revolving closer to Earth's surface. Okay. Escape velocity expression already we discussed. It is given by root of 2gr. Escape velocity is given by root of 2gr, where g is acceleration due to gravity and r is radius of the Earth. So if we are similarly orbital velocity also, we know VO is equal to root of gr. So if you divide VE by VO, what you will get? Root of 2gr by root of gr. Root of gr will get cancelled, so that you will get VE by VO is equal to root 2. No. VE by VO is equal to root 2, or VE is equal to root 2 times VO. No. Escape velocity is root 2 times orbital velocity, provided here what we are considering, that satellite is revolving closer to the surface of the Earth. In that condition only we can write orbital velocity is equal to root of gr. Otherwise we have height also to be included in the orbital velocity expression. Okay. And now we can find an expression for the time period of a satellite. What is meant by time period? Time period means it is the time taken by a satellite to revolve once. No. The time taken by the satellite to complete one revolution around the Earth is known as time period of a satellite. Okay. So expression for time period, how we can find time period is equal to, we can find total distance traveled by velocity. No. What's the total distance? It is traveling a circular path. So 2 pi into r plus h. How we are getting r plus h? R plus h because it is revolving at a height h above the Earth's surface. So from the center of the Earth we can write the distance as r plus h, where r is the radius of the Earth, h is the height, VO is the orbital velocity, and t is time taken. So time period can be written as 2 pi into r plus h divided by VO. Simple expression, distance is equal to, or speed is equal to distance by time, or time is equal to distance by speed. That expression only we are using here. We know the expression for orbital velocity, which is given by VO is equal to root of gm divided by r plus h, that we are substituting here. So what we will get? 2 pi into r plus h divided by root of gm by r plus h, or we can write it as 2 pi into root of r plus h whole cube by gm. How we got this? R plus h can be taken inside. No, r plus h, if you are taking inside the square root, it will become r plus h whole square, and this r plus h will come to numerator. So you will get root of r plus h whole cube by gm into 2 pi. That is the expression for the time period of a satellite. So that is given by, instead of gm, this is one expression, and instead of gm, if you are substituting it as gr square, where g is acceleration due to gravity and r is radius of the Earth. So time period can be written as 2 pi into root of r plus h whole cube divided by gr square. And if the satellite revolves close to the surface of the Earth when h is equal to 0, in that case h will become 0. What you will get? 2 pi into root of r cube by gm, or you can write it as 2 pi into root of r cube by gr square. So you will get the expression as 2 pi into root of r by g. Okay, time period can be written as 2 pi into root of r by g, where r is the radius of the Earth, g is acceleration due to gravity. This expression, this time period formula can be used if and only if it is given that satellite is revolving close to the Earth's surface. Otherwise, either you have to use the formula 2 pi into root of r plus h whole cube by gm, or 2 pi into root of r plus h whole cube by gr square. Okay, is it clear? So this is the expression for the time period. And now we will discuss how to find an expression for the height of a satellite above the Earth's surface. So this expression also actually we are getting from the expression of time period itself. So we have discussed the expression for time period is given by 2 pi into root of r plus h whole cube divided by gr square. So if you square both sides, here what we have to find? We have to find the height of a satellite. No. What is the height of a satellite? When we are launching a satellite, at what height that satellite should revolve? That should be designed earlier itself. No. So for that we are going to find an expression for the height of a satellite. So we are starting from the expression of time period. T is equal to 2 pi into root of r plus h whole cube divided by gr square. Squaring on both sides, what you will get? T square equal to 4 pi square into r plus h whole cube divided by gr square. R plus h whole cube only taken to one side, and remaining all terms we are taking to other side. So what we will get? R plus h whole cube is equal to T square gr square divided by 4 pi square, or R plus h is equal to T square gr square by 4 pi square whole raised to 1 by 3. No, we are finding cube root on both sides. So RHS will become 1 by 3, and here raised to 3 is there. Cube root when you are finding, you will get it as R plus h. Okay. And here what we have to find? We have to find h. No. So h is equal to T square gr square divided by 4 pi square raised to 1 by 3 minus r. Okay. And what is r? R is the radius of the earth. G is acceleration due to gravity. T is the time period. Okay. So all these terms will be known. By using that we can find the height of the satellite above the earth's surface. And now we can discuss how we can find an expression for the angular momentum of a satellite. Okay. So what is meant by angular momentum? That already we discussed in the chapter rotational motion. So it is similar to that linear momentum. Linear momentum plays the role in translatory motion. The same role is played by angular momentum in rotational motion. And it is we can define the angular momentum as r cross p. And if radius vector and momentum vector are perpendicular, we can write it as rp, and momentum can be, linear momentum can be written as mass into velocity. So we can write it as mass into velocity into radius. No, angular momentum can be written as mass into velocity into radius, and in the case of satellite, the velocity with which it is revolving around, it is given by orbital velocity. So angular momentum L is equal to mass of the satellite m into orbital velocity VO, and r radius. What is the radius? That r should be r plus h, capital R plus h. Okay. Or L is equal to m into root of gm by r. Here what is small r? I told you small r is equal to capital R plus h. Okay. And that we are substituting for orbital velocity, and we are simplifying it. So what you will get? L is equal to root of gm capital M into m square small mass. What is small m stands? Small m stands for the mass of the satellite. Capital M stands for the mass of earth, and capital G is universal gravitational constant, and small r is the height of the satellite from the center of the earth, that is given by a capital R plus h. Okay. Now we will find an expression for the total energy of a satellite. So in the case of a satellite, this energy is due to two types of energy it will have. That's together energy is known as total energy. One will be related to its motion. It is the kinetic energy, and another is related to its height above the Earth's surface, and it is in the gravitational field of Earth, and due to that energy we will call it as potential energy. So total energy can be written as sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. E stands for the total energy, K stands for kinetic energy, and U stands for gravitational potential energy. Kinetic energy expression, you know, it is given by half mv square. So in the case of satellite, we can write it as half mvo square. And potential energy expression, gravitational potential energy, already we discussed, minus g into capital M into small m divided by r. So kinetic energy formula, half mvo square, half mv square. Since here it is moving with a velocity of VO, we are writing it as half mvo square, where VO is the orbital velocity of the satellite and m is the mass of the satellite, k kinetic energy, U potential energy, and E is the total energy. We can substitute for orbital velocity, that is equal to root of gm by r. G is universal gravitational constant, m is mass of the earth, and r is equal to height from the center of the earth to the satellite, that is given by capital R plus h. So if you are substituting, what you will get? You will get it as gmm by 2r. No. Instead of VO, you can substitute that. So m by 2 into root of gm by r whole square. So root and square will get cancelled. You will get it as gm by r. So that kinetic energy can be written as gmm divided by 2r. And potential energy, already I told you, it is that we discussed in the previous video. Those who didn't understand this expression for potential energy, you can see the previous video, then you will come to know. So potential energy is given by minus g into capital M into small m divided by r. So total energy you can substitute kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy is given by gmm by 2r minus gmm by r. So gmm by r can be taken common. Sorry, gmm by r is there. gmm by r in this expression, you have to be careful. Here r also is there. Okay, gmm by r into 1 by 2 minus 1. What you will get? gmm by r into minus 1 by 2, which is equal to minus gmm by r. And here one is capital M, another one is small m. So total energy is negative, and what it shows, the total energy is negative, and it shows that it is bound to the earth because of the gravitational force of attraction of the earth. And now we will discuss another group of satellite, another classification of satellite. One is geostationary satellite. So from the word itself, it is clear that geostationary satellite, it seems to be stationary when viewed from the earth's surface. That is known as geostationary satellite. Okay. So what's the specialty of that satellite, or how we can say how can we define a geostationary satellite? A satellite which revolves around the equatorial plane with the same angular speed and in the same direction as the earth rotates about its own axis is called geostationary satellite or synchronous satellite. Okay. So what is the specialty of geostationary satellite? It is revolving around the earth in which plane? In the equatorial plane, and it has the same angular speed. It is rotating with same angular speed, and it is rotating in the same direction as the earth rotates in its own axis. That is known as a geostationary satellite or a synchronous satellite. Now we will see which are the conditions for a geostationary satellite, or which are the properties of a geostationary satellite. The first property is that it should revolve in an orbit concentric and coplanar with the equatorial plane of the earth. So it has to revolve in the equatorial plane, and that orbit should be concentric and coplanar, okay, with the equatorial plane of the earth. And second one is that its sense of rotation should be same as that of the earth, that is from west to east. Its rotation sense should be also same as that of earth, from west to east. And its time period should be exactly equal to that, but it is the time period of revolution around the earth should be exactly same as that of the earth about its own axis. So in the case of earth, it is rotating in its own axis for 24 hours. So time period should be 24 hours. Okay, in the case of a geostationary satellite, the time period will be 24 hours. and it should revolve at a height of nearly 36,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. In the case of a geostationary satellite, it will be revolving at a height. In the case of a geostationary satellite, we can say that it is revolving at a height of nearly 36,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. How we can get that height? Already we discussed how to find the height of a satellite. In that formula, you have to substitute time period as 24 hours. So 24 into 60 into 60. No. If you substitute in that formula and simplify G is equal to 9.8, you will get it approximately as 36,000 kilometers. So these are what is meant by geostationary satellite, and these are the conditions or properties of a geostationary satellite. And now we will discuss the uses of geostationary. Now we will discuss the uses of geostationary satellites. Okay, which are the uses? So first one, already you know, in communicating radio, TV and telephone signals across the world. No. For communication purpose, we can use geostationary satellite. So one advantage is that with 3 geostationary satellite, we can cover entire Earth. Okay. With the help of 3 geostationary satellites, which is locating at a 120-degree angle, we can cover entire Earth. Okay. So in communication purpose, we are using for either radio signals, TV signals or for telephone signals. For communication purpose, we are using geostationary satellite. So in that case, geostationary satellites are acting as reflectors. Okay. Signals will be sent from here to geostationary satellite. From geostationary satellite, those signals will be sent to other parts. Okay, wherever that signal to be reached. So actually we can say that these geostationary satellites are acting as reflectors. Okay. And next one, in studying upper region of atmosphere. To study about the upper region of atmosphere, which are the what content and which are the elements present, all those, to study about that we can use geostationary satellites. And next one, in forecasting weather. Okay, this is very good advantage. So for forecasting weather, we can use geostationary satellites. And another one, to determine the exact shape and dimensions of Earth. To know about the shape and dimension of Earth, we can use geostationary satellite. Similarly, to study about the meteorites, we can use geostationary satellite. Similarly, we can use geostationary satellite for studying about solar radiations and cosmic rays. So these are the various uses of geostationary satellites. Okay. And now we will discuss another type of satellite, that is known as polar satellites. Okay, polar satellites. So a satellite which revolves in a polar orbit is called a polar satellite. Okay, a satellite which is revolving in a polar orbit is called a polar satellite. And this polar satellite is one whose plane is perpendicular to the equatorial plane. We discussed polar radius and equatorial radius. No. So it is revolving in polar plane. Okay. It is revolving in polar orbit. So this polar orbit will be perpendicular to equatorial orbit. Okay. And it has a radius of 500 to 800 kilometers. Why? Because polar radius is smaller than equatorial radius. So it will be revolving at a smaller height, at a smaller distance from the Earth's surface in comparison with geostationary satellite. In the case of geostationary satellite, it is revolving at a height of 36,000 kilometers. Now we will discuss about the uses of polar satellites. In weather and environment for monitoring. In the case of weather and environment monitoring, we are use polar satellite because these polar satellites are more reliable. Why they are more reliable? Because they are closer to Earth than geostationary satellite. In the case of geostationary satellite, it is at a height of 36,000 kilometers. But these polar satellites are very much closer at a height of 500 to 800 kilometers. So they are very much closer. So their data will be more reliable. Okay. And in spying work for military purpose. For military purpose, they are using polar satellites for spying purpose. Similarly, to study about the topography of Moon, Venus, Mars, for all those, we are using polar satellites. Okay. And this is one very important thing. This British polar satellite is first detected the hole in the ozone layer. Okay. So this polar satellite of British government, they first detected the hole in the ozone layer. Okay. So these are the uses of polar satellite. Okay. And now we will discuss one problem related to orbital velocity. So many problems are there. Only one problem is given here. Remaining problems I will give as assignment part, and you have to solve those problems and send to me. Okay. An artificial satellite circled around Earth at a distance of 3,400 kilometers. Calculate its orbital velocity and period of revolution. Given radius of the Earth is 6,400 kilometers and acceleration due to gravity is given 9.8 meter per second square. So it is given an artificial satellite is revolving around the Earth at a height of 3,400 kilometers. You have to find the expression for, you have to find the value of orbital velocity and time period. You know the formula? V is equal to VO, orbital velocity is equal to R into root of G by R plus H. Why we are using this formula? Here acceleration due to gravity is given. Okay. So we can substitute all those data. 64 into 10 raised to 5. Why we are doing so? Because 6,400 kilometers, if you are converting into meters, 6,400 into 10 raised to 3, or we can write it as 64 into 10 raised to 5 meters into root of 9.8 divided by 64 plus 34 into 10 raised to 5. Okay. By both is converted in both radius and height is converted into meters. So we can write 64 plus 34 into 10 raised to 5. Or we can write it as orbital velocity is equal to 64 into 10 raised to 5 square root of 9.8 divided by 98 into 10 raised to 5. Or that can be written as 64 into 10 raised to 5 square root of 9.8 divided by 9.8 into 10 raised to 6. 9.8 and 9.8 will get cancelled. But you will get in square root. In square root you will get it as 1 by 10 raised to 6, or that can be written as 10 raised to minus 6, and if it comes from outside the square root it will become 10 raised to minus 3. No. 64 into 10 raised to 5 into square root of 1 by 1 into 10 raised to 6, or you can write it as 64 into 10 raised to 2, because 10 raised to minus 3 it will come out from the square root. And that will get cancelled by 10 raised to 5. You will get it as 64 in 10 raised to 2. Or you can write it as 6,400. Unit is meter per second, because all we converted into SI unit. Similarly, we can find the expression for time period. It is given by using that formula you can find, or you can find directly distance by velocity. So 2 pi into R plus H by VO. So 2 pi into 98 in 10 raised to 5 divided by 6,400. So you will get it as 9,621 seconds. Okay. So this is the way of solving problems related to this. Similar problems I will give. You can try as many problems as possible. You solve it, then only these concepts will be thorough. And practice all those derivations by, you have to practice the derivations by writing itself. Simply don't by heart it. It will not help you. You practice it by writing, then only you will come to know. And if you are having any doubt, feel free to contact to me. Okay. Thank you.